When I was asked to find a guest speaker for this next opportunity, I thought about it and I knew the right person I could bring up. This gentleman is very courageous. He's the father of 2 alumni, 2 former students here, and it takes a lot of courage to come up here, but he's going to come up here and tell you his story. So at this time, I'd like to give a round of applause for Mr. Kelly Taylor. Thank you.
In my case, I had a couple drinks and had been there many times before. I was following a gravel truck, and rocks were falling out of the truck, hitting my Jeep. So I just gave it some gas, pulled out and passed the truck, and when I got in front of the truck, I got back in my lane. The Jeep went off the road just a little bit, got sucked down into the ditch and rolled. Just think back, if I wouldn't have had them few drinks in me, I most likely would have just backed off and not passed. The trucker that I had passed had radioed town, and an ambulance was able to come right out. I was just a few miles out of town. So they picked me up and drove me 40 miles to the hospital. And put me on a light flight that flew me 150 miles to a trauma center in Minneapolis, where I'd broke all my ribs but one. It punctured both lungs. And clavicles were broke, pretty much crushed my whole upper body. They'd found me 50 yards from the Jeep, so I was pretty messed up. Now I was on real drugs. I was on drugs like Haldol, Ativan, amitriptyline, things that turn you into somebody that you're not, just like alcohol and pot. So I went from my favorite pair of jeans to diapers and pajamas. It was quite an experience. I don't recommend it. So I was flat on my back, machine breathing for me. I was on a tilt table that rotates you so your lungs don't fill up with fluid so you don't choke. And as the table would go around, I'd come to, I was in a drug-induced coma. And the only thing that I remember seeing was a cross. And when I seen that cross, I remember thinking, I had some hope. I remember thinking what I'd read in the Bible about, I will not forsake you. And I just held on to that. I knew I was in a real bad situation, but I just knew for some reason everything was going to be okay. Back in school, I was, I partied, drank, I wanted to fit in just like everyone else. I'd had issues to deal with at home that, it was easier to escape, by getting high and getting low and facing reality. Think back, it was a lot easier to deal with pain and sadness than it was to, to escape. It seems like when you're drunk or you got a buzz on, you're not realizing what's going on around you. You may have opportunities in life or jobs or friendships that you'll miss out on because your mind will be somewhere else. So when I drank and drove, it wasn't just affecting me, it was my family. My family's lived with my disability now for 15 years. I think of the things that they went without, like, I wasn't able to teach my girls to swim or to bike, when they started to learn to ride their bikes. I remember Caitlin, she was coming down a slight hill on our road and veered off the road, went in the ditch and wiped out, and her whole face was bloody. She come running up into the driveway and she ran right by me and ran into the house to her mom, and I just think that boy, if there was anything I could do, that day I chose to drink was the biggest mistake of my life. So yeah, when you drink and drive, you're really putting yourself at risk. You don't, when you're partying at night, you don't realize when you get a little buzz on that how dangerous it really is. You may think, oh, I've just had a couple and I'm fine to drive, but you are impaired. Your mind is impaired. You won't, your reflexes. You just don't. You're just not on top of your game. But sooner or later, something's going to happen. You're going to, get. You may not get paralyzed. You may end up with a DUI, or you may crash your parents' car or your car. It's just a chance you don't want to take. I just want everybody to know it's just not worth the risk. You're not just affecting yourself. It's everyone else around you. And then when something does happen, it's pretty tough to face reality, especially for you guys when you're young and you're just getting out of school and you have all these dreams and these plans for your lives. I just if you're drinking and doing drugs and not being responsible, there's a big chance your dreams are not going to come true, because you're going to be off doing something else. You're not going to be focused. You're not going to be able to go, accomplish some dreams. I would suggest to be careful tomorrow when you guys have your prom. I would suggest not to drink. I would suggest just to enjoy yourselves and be sober so you can remember the next morning.
I want to thank you very much, Mr. Taylor, for coming up. And I've known this guy for 5 years. I know his daughters really well, and his wife. They're great people. This guy's still an awesome father, even though he's been impacted. I know his family's been affected. He's still an amazing husband and an amazing father and a great human being. And I thank you for having the courage to come up and talk to these students. And this is real, folks. Okay, this is real, so let it sink in. Thank you very much.